Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I got a quick money guide for you guys in this event week. I'm sorry this is like a day late. I was just recording the Ghost video yesterday, but I'm going to try my best to have a weekly event money guide for you guys every week just to show you guys the best way to grind money in GTA Online that week in my opinion. So starting off here, this guide is going to be covering the event week from October 12th to October 18th. And so I know I'm a day late on that, apologies, but this guide you will still be able to use all the way up until October 18, and you can still use the guide afterwards, but you'll be making basically about half. And you can make, in this guide, you can make between, $2.5 million to $3 million, no problem. You could even make $4 million if you push it a little bit more. But this guide is just so easy and so simple. While it's not the most profitable guide, I thought about, making the most solo, simple guide for this week, because I know you guys love the solo guides. So this guide, it requires barely any work, very little to no work, and you'll be making an easy, $2 to $3 million a day. And what I mean by a day, I'm talking between I would say about 5 hours. So within 5 hours of the game being on, you will make that money, and you don't have to do anything in those 5 hours. Very minimal effort. So let me explain. It is 2 times money on the bunkers right now. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is we're going to be buying supplies for the bunker. Make sure your bunker is fully upgraded and buy full supplies, $75,000 like that. What we're going to be doing next is we are going to be buying supplies for the acid lab. Make sure that this is also fully upgraded. And the nice thing about the Acid Lab is you can buy supplies from the phone, so you don't even need to spawn it. You can just call Mutt and just buy supplies there. And then what we are going to be doing is we're going to be going to our nightclub. And at the nightclub, you want to have a few businesses linked to it. You want South American Imports, which is cocaine. You want Pharmaceutical Research, which is meth. You want Cash Creation, which is counterfeit cash. You want Cargo and Shipments, which is a cargo warehouse, and you want Sporting Goods, which is the bunker. Have your technicians source those 5. Warning though, there is a glitch sometimes where certain things will not produce, so make sure that you check up on it. And to fix that glitch, just assign your technician to something else like weed, and then just reassign them to whatever thing was glitched. For example, the reason I have so much weed produced here is because I had left it on that because I had South American Imports glitched out, and I just forgot to switch it out. So to switch it out if it's glitched, if it's stuck like that, usually for the most part that fixes it. But those are the 5 that you want to have linked: South American Imports, Cash Creation, Pharmaceutical Research, Sporting Goods, and Cargo and Shipments. Now at this point, you can really do anything that you want. You can do heist, you can do a casino heist, you can do Cayo Perico heist, you can grind other businesses, get cargo crates, you can do, CEO missions. There's just so many different things that you can do, even contact missions in this time. So it's really up to you what you want to do in this time. However, though, if you were like me yesterday, where you're busy and you don't really have that much time to play, you gotta do other things. I was, recording and editing my Ghost video, so that's why I couldn't get this video out last night exactly. If you're like me and you're busy and you're doing a bunch of things, what you can do is you can go to any security camera. This is at the nightclub, an MC business, or your bunker, like I went to right here, and you just go on it. And that's it. You just stay there. Make sure you disband your CEO or MC. That way you don't get charged the fees. And if you just stay on the cameras like this, you can go AFK and you won't be kicked. And those businesses will produce. All of those passive businesses will produce, and you don't have to do anything. And then all you got to do is just sell them at the end. Just after 5 hours, you just sell them and you just get rid of all of them. And you'll make a few $1 million easily, just like that. Now, also, here's another tip, guys. Make sure that before you go on the security cameras, make sure that your bunker supplies are delivered, and make sure your acid lab supplies are delivered, because if they are not delivered before you go on the cameras, it will not be producing. But if you go on the cameras after it's producing, then that's all you basically got to do. And remember that for the acid lab, remember you do the boost, because this will cut an hour of the time on the acid lab, and it will produce in about 4 hours if you use the boost. Now, for the bunker, the reason that we bought 1 batch of supplies, and you're going to be probably wondering, how is this a solo guide? The reason that it's a solo guide is because when you buy 1 batch of full supplies for the bunker, and that batch finishes producing, it's still profitable to sell that batch. You still make a few $100,000. And the thing about this is that it's always 1 delivery vehicle. So if you buy 1 batch of full supplies from the bunker and let it produce, it will always be 1 delivery vehicle. Every single time, it will always be 1 delivery vehicle. So you don't got to worry about going back there, getting a second vehicle. It will always be 1 delivery vehicle. That's it. That's all you got to do. So once it's finished producing, it will be selling for $420,000. The bunkers produce in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that's how much a full batch of supplies takes, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So if you're using a stopwatch, if you're busy, you're doing a few things, you got homework to do, you got to go to work or something like that. When you're back later, check your watch, check if 2 hours and 20 minutes passed, and you just buy supplies again, and you let it get delivered. You go back on the camera, it'll just keep producing. And make sure that you sell that first batch, obviously. But let me just show you guys here when you're selling the first batch. So if you sell it in the city, you're going to be selling it for $420,000. Now, I'm going to be stressing this again. I recommend to sell in a populated lobby. You are going to think that I'm crazy for that, but it is worth it in my opinion. Because remember, we're selling it for $420,000. There is a 2.5% bonus per each player in the lobby that is not in your CEO or MC. And people might not think this is a lot. But if you actually sell this in up to 20-player lobby, because this bonus will stack up to 20 players, you can get a considerable sum. So it'll be $10,500 per player. We multiply that by 20, we get $210,000 on top of the $420,000, and you get $630,000. And so what I recommend to do is, when you sell your bunker, drive for 1 minute. Do that, drive for just 1 minute before you activate Ghost Organization, because griefers don't catch on usually until at least a minute in, and you have the your signal is not activated until like about 30 seconds. So when griefers see those cargo, oftentimes that's the point they will target them. So after you're driving for a minute, activate Ghost Organization. The Ghost Organization will cost you $12,000, but in exchange for that, you're going to be making an extra $200,000. And 3 minutes, most of the time for most sales, 3 minutes is plenty of time to knock out the sale. And even if you have some of the more annoying sell missions, like, the Dune FAV, with 3 minutes, you should be able to knock out at least half of the sale. And if some idiot for some reason tries to blow up your stuff, and you cannot make the delivery, just close your application or find a new session. You will lose a little bit of that bunker cargo, but you'll still have a good chunk of it back. And it's the exact same thing for the Acid Lab. So we sold that, we got $630,000, and we bought supplies right as we were selling it. That's producing. And so what we're doing now is we're going to be selling the Acid Lab. So our Acid Lab is finished producing, and the Acid Lab is selling for $351,840. If you want to know how I got that number, how I got $351,840, it's because I named the I named the Acid Lab, I'm sorry. In the interaction menu, you just basically go to your Acid Lab and you change the name of it, and it'll increase the value by about 5%. Now, we're going to be selling this in a populated lobby once again here. And in a populated lobby, this means that we will be getting an extra $8,795 per player. We multiply that by 20. That's an extra $175,900. So we will be getting $527,740. Now, I got one of the more annoying missions. I got the Paperboy mission, but and I waited a minute in, drove a little bit, and I activated Ghost Organization. And by the time that my Ghost Organization expired, I was able to still make the vast majority of drops. So I had more than most of the drops already made at that time. So if griefers were going to catch on, they barely had enough time to stop me. And I'm a bigger target than you guys, because these griefers oftentimes target me because I'm just a YouTuber and they just want to get their stupid attention on YouTube, blah 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 that. So chances are there's gonna be a lot less people that are gonna be going after you, and I didn't have anybody come after me, on these sales. And then at the end here, we're gonna be selling the nightclub, and the nightclub, we're selling it for $931,900. Now this took me about a day and a half to produce. This is a little bit of product that I had from the other day, and then I was playing for like 5 hours, that day, was recording the Ghost video, and it was producing. So nightclub, I think that you could get within, at least $500,000 from the nightclub within a day. And you could possibly get a little bit more if you wait more. And if you see business battles or you do the Johan missions, you can fill this up a little bit quicker. But I'm just showing you guys in just my example here. That's why I say it's between $2 to $3 million on this sale. So it really depends on, the nightclub is the big factor. It's that big factor that depends on how much you're going to be selling it for. So nightclub, it is $931,900, and we are subtracting $93,190 from it. That would be Tony's cut, because Tony takes a 10% cut. Though past $1 million, he only takes a max of $100,000. So basically, the 2.5% bonus will be calculated based off of the final end of after Tony's cut. And so 2.5% of 838,000 would be $20,967. We multiply $20,967 times 20, we get $419,340. And, we add that up, we get $1,258,060. Reason I activated Ghost Organization a little bit earlier here is because I saw other people activating Ghost Organization, and I didn't really know what they were up to at that point. But that's basically it. And right here, I have the calculations on the screen, like I showed you guys. The bunker sales, remember, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. To produce each one, and if you produce, if you play for 6.5 hours instead of playing for 4.5 hours, for 4 hours and 40 minutes or 5 hours, then you can probably make another sale. So you get an extra $630,000 on that. So you can get closer to $4 million. And you guys see all the calculations. The red represents how much we purchased for the supply, $75,000 for both of the bunker solo sales, and $120,000 for the acid lab, and $93,000 is how much Tony's cut is for the nightclub. So, $630,000, one bunker sale, plus another $630,000, plus the acid lab, $527,740, plus the nightclub, $1,258,000. We get $3,045,800. We subtract $270,000, that's all of our supplies. We get a total profit of $2,775,800. So that's pretty much it. Very simple guide. I hope I didn't make this too complicated. I was just trying to explain everything. I'm sorry if I talk too much, guys. I just do like to just explain everything and just go into detail a lot. But basically that's it. All you gotta do is just buy supplies for your bunker, wait 2 hours and 20 minutes, sell it in a populated lobby, you get an extra, $210,000, activate Ghost Organization. Even with Ghost, you'll still get a $200,000 bonus on top of that. You get a, extra 200K back. Why wouldn't you do that? And, so take care of that, do that, and then after 2 hours and 20 minutes, sell another bunker and sell your acid lab, $527,000, $630,000. Sell the nightclub. I'd say somewhere between $500,000 to $1 million. Chances are you're playing a day, maybe a little bit more. You'll probably be making more. You can probably fill this up, faster with Johan or business battles. And again, remember, I had my nightclub produced a little bit, but the day before, that's why my amount was at 900 something thousand. But that's really the deciding factor is the nightclub. It's how much a nightclub is produced. But this guy is completely solo. You don't need any people to help you with. And for the people that tell me in the guide, in the comments section of the guide, oh, you have a bunch of people protecting you, that's why you don't get blown up, something like that. I had nobody protecting me during those sales. Nobody was saving me. None of that stuff. I was doing everything on my own. One friend did end up joining the lobby, but he was doing his own thing across the map. He was nowhere near me. He just joined me because I was online, but nobody was helping me. Nobody was protecting me. None of that stuff. And if you don't believe me that I did all of these sales solo by myself, I will link an unlisted video down below just so you can see me doing all of these sales on my own. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do like these, weekly money guides, do drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.